Hey friend, welcome to my podcast, The Fit Soul. I'm your host, Amy Ramsey. In this podcast, we will be discussing soul-filled strategies to unleash your confidence, increase your energy, and all the things healthy lifestyle. If you're a Christian woman who is ready to reach your God-given potential, walk worthy of your calling with abundant joy and energy, girlfriend, you are in the right spot. I mean, you only have one life to live. You might as well maximize it. Buckle in, and thanks for listening. Hello, my friend, and welcome back to the Fit Soul podcast. My name is Amy Ramsey. I am your host, and I'm super excited to share with you I'm going to start a new series called The Alignment Advantage. Hang on. Let me say that. Advantage. It's kind of hard to say. Sorry about that. Alignment Advantage. This is episode 140. My name is Amy Ramsey. I am a certified high performance coach. I am a life and leadership strategist. And today I want to share with you 3 mistakes that high performers make. And these 3 mistakes keep them stuck, but I want to share with you how to break free. All right. If you are a high achieving woman and you're doing all the things, but you feel a little bit stuck, this is for you. I want to share with you what exactly is high performance habits and how I use faith-fueled high performance habits and why these are clarity driven and sustainable and not just about hustle. Because I think we've all done the hustle route and it leaves you feeling exhausted and empty. Brendan Bouchard, who is he's a mentor and a coach to me. I'm certified in his program. And this is how he defines high performance. It's reaching and sustaining long-term success while also maintaining well-being and positive relationships. Now, that is huge because maybe you have reached levels of success in your career or job, and you haven't done that with your health. Or maybe, and we've all seen people who've had high levels of success to the detriment of their family. So it's really that part of keeping that integrative approach is everything. And this is about using the science of high performers. How did the world's most successful people sustain success for the long haul and have a joy-filled life and have beautiful relationships? All right, so I want to break down today 3 common mistakes ambitious women make and that keep them from real progress, probably keep them stuck in cycles of absolute exhaustion. And mistake number 1 is, are you ready? Overcommitting. I could just stop right there. Overcommitting, boom. But overcommitting because they don't have clarity. And this is saying yes. Maybe it's not even to everything, but just saying yes. And it leads to exhaustion. It leads to burnout. Here's what I want to say about overcommitment. Here's what I've learned about it, because I am a recovering overcommitter. And I am a very, very, very fresh recovering overcommitter. This is something that I struggle with. And I believe that so many of us are overcommitted, and it's because we have great intentions and a really big heart. So I want you to think about this. When you think about areas where you overcommit and then you're like, I wish I wouldn't have said yes to that. I really don't have time. I really don't have space. I really don't have energy for all of these things or that thing that I just said yes to. But is it coming from a place of just really good intentions and really good heart? Or is it coming from people pleasing? That used to be my biggest struggle, is I would say yes because I didn't know how to say no. I want to tell you about a new friend of mine the other day I met with her. We had coffee, and her name is Pam Gordon, and several friends kept saying, "Oh, you have to meet Pam. You need to meet Pam." I'm like, "Who is Pam?" And I have apparently got to meet her. And so we sat and had coffee, and she was telling me about the things that she's done. And I was so impressed with her, basically who she is and what she's done. I just asked her, I'm like, what would you contribute to your success? And here's what she said. She didn't need to think about this. Without hesitation, she said, there is a flashing, blinking no sign on my forehead. I thought, oh my gosh, that is brilliant. All right, so here's the thing. High performance doesn't mean doing more, but what it does mean is aligning your yes with your assignment, aligning your yes with your goals, aligning your yes with the overarching vision that you have of your life and what you want it to be. There is a time for everything under the heavens, is what the scripture says, right? But it ain't all at the same time. So really here's the thing. I've had to get to the root cause of my overcommitment. I started to overcome people pleasing and learn to say no, but I'm not like my friend Pam. I do not have a flashing no on my forehead. My empathetic heart is bleeding and it says yes because I see all of the things in the world that need to be done. But the reality is I can't do them all at one time, and I need to adopt way more of that no and stop overcommitting. Okay, mistake number 2, chasing productivity instead of purpose. Oh my gosh. Okay. Busyness is a thing. We have, at this day and age, it's really such a beautiful time to be alive and to be in the middle of all of the way that things are transforming. God has us in this season, in this place, in this time for a reason. I love it when I sit and get to visit with elderly people who have watched. Can you imagine being in your 90s now and thinking how things were? I have a dear friend. He is Mr. George. Actually, he's been on this podcast before. He is 90. I can't remember exactly how old he is. I think he's 94. But to listen to his stories, which are so awesome, to listen to his stories and listen to him talk about what he did when he was a child. And he even shares a story of when he was 8 years old, he worked for a lady making ice cubes. And he was explaining how that you made ice and I guess put it in the quote unquote ice box. And this lady was elderly and she grew up during the Civil War. So just like bridging the gap from that. I mean, what a timeless treasure. Anyway, all of that to say, we live in such a time and such an age where with the invention of AI, we can do things, we can do more. And at the same time, that productivity can feel really, really, really busy, but it's not fruitful. In fact, when I started my business, I just felt overwhelmed all of the time. And I had a checklist that was as long every day. It was so long, but I wasn't aligning the productivity with what I want to call a needle mover for you. Productivity is just about tasks. But when you start to understand like the overarching thing of purpose, it's like purposeful productivity is altogether different. Purpose is about transformation and vision and goals that are in alignment with the purpose of not just my calling, but why am I doing what I'm doing, even the tasks that I'm doing, and am I performing this? Like a faith-fueled high performance habit is excellence, performing with excellence so that I can feel good about my productivity. So productivity is about tasks. Purpose is about transformation. And the high performance habits anchor you to what matters most. And really understanding that What are the needle movers? What is the highest priority? This is a lifestyle. This has become a lifestyle for me. And learning the high performance habits, there's 6 of them, and learning how to implement those in my lives radically changed not just my productivity, but the outcome. I was finally able to move forward. And by operating in this strategy and this system, which, by the way, I'm going to be teaching this. Now, you guys know at the time that this podcast is coming out, I've written a planner that's so much more than a productivity planner. It literally is a system that teaches you how to implement a proper plan and how to increase your productivity and daggone move that needle forward in your life by breaking things down into goals and then breaking those goals into action steps that actually matter, that keep you aligned. It's not available for sale yet. When I'm recording this is August 2025, but it will be actually very soon. But I don't have that to give you right now. But what I do teach is a whole system. I love the way that James Clear says that we rise and fall according to the level of our systems. I want to just share with you that the areas in your life where you're failing and falling flat, you don't have the right systems built in. And the more you can build in proper systems with expert strategy and commit to the actions necessary and increase your effort in those areas, I promise you, you will go further faster. Okay, mistake number 3 is not being in alignment with God's assignment. So I'm just going to call this ignoring alignment with God's assignment. When we are ambitious, when we are just going, but we're out of alignment, we will never be happy. We will never be satisfied. This will lead to frustration. But when you align your God-given vision, when you partner with God in your life, and then you learn how to activate the energy, you're clear, you have clarity, and you'll also have resilience at an HNL. Whole nother level, baby. I had a pastor in Austin, Texas when I lived there. He used to say it's the HNL, whole nother level. And if that's what you're wanting in your life, could this be that problem? We've all been out of alignment with our assignment. Our assignments change in different seasons of our life, in different things. Wouldn't it be awesome if every week things happened just as they are supposed to? Like it perfectly happens. Everything aligns just perfectly and beautifully. Well, that's not real life, right? Occasionally we have a few weeks like that, but that's just not commonplace. That's just not sustainable for us. So it's really important that we partner with God in every aspect, every season, every day, every minute of our lives, and get that clarity with Him so we can pursue that excellence. Matthew 6:33 says, 6:33 says, seek ye first the kingdom of God and His righteousness. And you know what? Everything else will be added to you. But how often do we have clarity about where we're supposed to go, what we're supposed to do, but we forget to go to God first, and we are doing things in our own strength. Oh my gosh, I have been so guilty of this. In fact, I definitely have been guilty of every one of the 3 mistakes I just read to you or shared with you, which is overcommitting, chasing productivity, and ignoring God's assignment. And those will leave us feeling empty, exhausted, burned out. But when we partner with God and seek Him and rely upon the strength of the Spirit, we can do so much more. Proverbs 3:5-6 says, trust in the Lord with all of your heart. Don't lean on your own understanding. Submit all of your, just my paraphrase, submit all your ways to Him, and He will make your path straight. This is a daily. This is a daily. So this is your reminder as your sister girl, as your friend, but also as your high performance coach. Listen, I can teach you all of the strategies and all of the ways, and I believe that they are powerful. I can teach you all the science of the 6 high performance habits that will move your life forward. But if these things that I've just mentioned above, and we're not seeking God first in our lives, then we're not going to feel we're going to feel exhausted. We're going to feel all of the things, unsatisfied. So I just want to remind you of this. I have to remind myself of this all the time. In fact, there was a time in my life where I was crushing it on all levels. I was high level in an organization, a top leader, which I love leadership and I loved what I did, but I was out of alignment big time. And I had 3 huge disruptions that happened within 1 week of each other. And God finally had my attention. He had been trying to get my attention before, and I was trying to figure it out. I truly was. I was at a place of, okay, this isn't working anymore. This was good, and this was, what I was pursuing. Somehow I've gotten out of alignment. And when I tell you that when I finally surrendered, I'm like, okay, I'm done doing this my way because this is not working. And what is needed from me right now is I need more time. I need more space. I need more energy for my family. There were some huge disruptions happening and I needed more time and energy. And those 2 things I didn't have. And it was painful. Like it was a very painful season for me to walk through because I'll be honest with you, my central nervous system was so revved up, so ready to go, so almost brazen. And then to slow down and stop was like, what? It took 2 months for my central nervous system to learn it was just so used to dysregulation, to learn to regulate. But it was such a pivotal time in my life. I will never forget it. But what it taught me was I never wanted to live like that again. I want to be in alignment. This is where Walk Worthy came from. This is where my whole pivot happened to align myself with the Lord. So here's the thing. The mistakes that I read to you are very common, especially if you're a high achiever, you're a high performer, you love to achieve your goals, you love to get stuff done. Like we're just our own breed, right? But here's the thing. Those mistakes don't have to be common. And so I want to invite you to a masterclass that I'm going to be offering soon. It's called Align and Activate. And this gives you the opportunity to step back, get clear, and move forward in rhythm with your assignment. I love this quote by John Maxwell. By the way, I got to see him a couple of weeks ago at the Global Leadership Summit in Chicago. Oh my goodness, it was so incredible, by the way. Anyway, he says, you will never change your life until you change something you do daily. So these things that I've been sharing with you, learning how to implement and incorporate the high performance habits daily in this system. Like I said, James Clear says, you do not rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your systems. Learning how to elevate your systems, learning how to have that expert strategy and powerful systems in your life will change everything. I can't wait to get this planner in your hands. It's not ready yet as of late August, early September 2025, but I promise you it's coming very, very quickly and you'll want to get it. And I do want to invite you to my workshop that I'll be hosting soon. You can go to thefitsoul.com/workshop. It'll be my last one of the year. Okay, my friend. Well, thank you for being here. Thank you. I'm so grateful. I really am. And I'm just so honored that you're here. If you found that this was valuable to you, would you please do me a favor and go download the episode and leave a review? 2 things. Download the episode, leave a review. It's huge for this to get out to more people, and then share it. Share it on your stories, share it on your on your social medias and tag me, and I'll definitely reshare you. But I'm so grateful that you're here, and I want you to know that I'm cheering you on because I believe that God's calling you to do things that only you can do. And the more that we lean into what is he calling of me? What does God want of me so I can maximize my life, unleash my potential. And here's the thing for all of us to remember, this is just that fresh reminder, seek ye first the kingdom of God every single day. Like that's where we get our power from. I thought I was landing this plane and here I am. I just picked it back up, but I promise you, I promise I'm landing. The more that we surrender, put our yes on the table, and then at the same time, build the habits in our lives to unleash our potential, utilize your spiritual gifts, steward them well, steward your health well, steward your time well. I mean, we're all stuck in this place of wasting too much time on the doggone, on the face machine, as a friend in Ireland told me. He called Facebook the face machine, which I think is hilarious. In learning how to move past our distractions so we can be about the things that matter most in our life, and understanding clearly what our priorities are and building those habits around that. And so I'm here for the long haul. I'm here to help cheer you on and to help you move further, faster in your life. Okay, now I'm really going to land the plane. All right, my friend. Well, I'll see you next week we're going to pick up this topic next week and continue on. I hope you have an amazing day. Be blessed. Girlfriend, thank you so much for listening to the podcast. I'm so honored you come back every week and that you share the Fit Soul podcast with your friends and family. Every time you share my podcast on Instagram or Facebook, I do a little happy dance. Make sure you subscribe to the Fit Soul podcast where you'll never miss an episode. You can go to Podcast, Apple, Stitcher, and Spotify and subscribe so you'll never miss an episode release. And just know, I truly love bringing you excellent content and great guests to provide you motivation and faith inspiration to help you walk worthy. And one of the ways you can help me is to go and leave the Fit Soul podcast a review. If you have just a moment, would you please go over and leave a review for the Fit Soul podcast? Thank you again. I love you. And here is your reminder. You are worthy. Until next time. Bye-bye.